What's good, guys? So y'all know how everybody's been talking about the drama between Bobby Lee and everybody's favorite Cabbage Patch Kid, Maigy, right? Everybody's been talking about how they're going back and forth, how there was this big drama between them, yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm gonna be honest. You guys have been asking me to react to it, but in all honesty, I don't give a damn about either one of these CCs. They can do whatever the hell they want to do, but today, you finally caught me in a good day, and y'all send me some funny-ass clips to react to regarding all of this. And I gotta be honest, I'm gonna say it because apparently Maigy's too nice to say it, but she literally just dropped the video. Then from what people are saying is respectfully saying F you to Saintontas. So I want to take a look at the clips you guys are sending me. I'm gonna react to them on this video, and I want to hear what y'all gotta say regarding this whole situation. And I want to hear who got cooked, who got flamed, and overall what you think about both of these CCs in the comment section below. So let's hop right in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, for those in attendance and Woo fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed Kurobot Women's Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed shit talker, ratty striker holding a professional record of 16 wins and 8 losses. He stands at 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 141 pounds, fighting out of his laptop, Nevada, presenting the interim WUA heavyweight champion and the #1 ranked Kuro heavyweight contender in the world, Saint Bobby Lee Saintontas. And now, introducing, fighting out of the red corner, she's a theoretical fighter and with long calculation strikes, holding a professional record of 12 wins and 3 losses, standing at 3 feet 4 inches tall and weighing in at 68 pounds, fighting out of her classroom, New York, presenting the former Kuro lightweight champion, the one, the only, Maigy Cabbage Patch Kid.
Alright, so the first video is by Saintontas, and let's hear what he has to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the rat is back at it again. It looks like Maigy is here to spread even more misinformation about Wuthering Waves. Because, of course, right, we know that this is a person that holds grudges. We know that this is a person that is in here with an agenda. They went ahead, they posted a video saying that Kuro ruined their career after they got caught leaking and were kicked from the creator program. They posted that video right after the anniversary drama, hoping to capitalize on it and get more people on their side. It worked until somebody found the receipts, until somebody found the evidence. And by holding a grudge against the Woo-Wah subreddit and the Woo-Wah community as a whole, well, all you have to do is take a look at some of her recent posts on Reddit. She's deleted a lot of them, because she made one post talking about how Kuro ruined her career, got ratioed on that one after people found out the truth. She also made another post apologizing for that one, got ratioed the fuck out of this one, and then she got ratioed again, talking about her video explaining everything. Evidence of that now deleted post, right, that got ratioed into infinity and beyond. Well, Ryuku Sensei himself went ahead and actually broke it down for everybody. And
Look, we're already 1 minute in, and this was the old beef. And apparently this is about something completely different because it does say again, so I'm going to skip forward just a little bit, skip his yapping towards the Cabbage Patch Kid, and go into what this new issue is all about, okay? Meet you in a second. Alright, so here we are. Let's see what this one is all about.
wouldn't it be funny if there was even more drama caused from this creator, except this time it's about Kuro rapidly power creeping the game? And so I decided, why don't we go ahead, why don't we take a look, why don't we talk about where these numbers are coming from? Because 15% is a pretty big claim, wouldn't you say? 15% power creep over the other teams, 10k more DPS is quite a lot. And so what I did was, well, I decided to look at some of the numbers. I decided to look at, specifically, because we're looking at performance over 2 minutes, I decided to look at, straight up, what her sheet is looking like. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of stinky stuff on here. There's a lot of really stinky stuff on here.
There's some stinky stuff on this sheet apparently, so let's see what this is all about.
Let's go ahead, let's get right on into it. So what you're gonna notice over here on Maigy's sheet, and I don't think anyone's actually ever taken the time to look at this because, like I said before, half of the community probably failed math class. Nobody actually looked at how this is.
Is that true, y'all? Y'all fail math class?
in-game time, all the different attacks she's using, all of these rotations that she's talking about, nobody actually looked at how it's all adding up. And there's one conclusion that I have to say, after looking at this entire thing, validating some of the rotations, and even testing it out in-game myself. So much of this is made up. She is
Maigy is making up calculations, chat? Yo, is that true? Is Maigy out here making up calculations? Ain't no way. That's actually crazy. I mean, she did make up the other stuff about, you know, Kuro kicking her off the program for no reason. So is that actually true? Is she actually making up calculations?
Stating to such an absurd degree how long attacks in this game take. She has, through much of the moves that she's putting into here, a lot of the assumptions that she's making with the fight, she's understating the time it takes and overstating the damage that teams are actually going to be able to do any content in the game. It doesn't have to be TOA. It can be Weewa, it can be holograms. It's basically everything. And because she's understating how much time stuff takes and overstating the damage of her rotations, yeah, that would pretty easily feed into the narrative that there's a fuck ton of power creep. Because she's using attacks, she's using moves that you physically can't do in time that isn't physically possible.
Oh no. Oh no. So she's actually using these calculations with moves, from what he said, that cannot be done. And I'm guessing rotations and things that are not physically possible to be done in the game. That's, I gotta be honest, that's not looking good. That's not looking good for Maigy, if I do say so myself.
I wonder if there's an agenda here, guys. I do genuinely wonder if we're trying to get some vengeance on Kuro Games for
Do you guys think that Maigy's trying to get some vengeance on Kuro Games?
ruining our career. Isn't it really convenient timing with all of the doom posting going on in the Wuthering Waves subreddit? Isn't it really convenient with all of the discourse on Spectral Rover versus Phoebe?
I had to do a video myself about this specific thing right here. The whole calculations by Pridewind that people weren't reading and paying attention to some of the things that were being said in there. So, okay, I hear where he's coming from on this.
They're really convenient with all the people saying that like Sitlali and Mavawika are directly compared to Zani and Phoebe. And then we go in and we put in one of the most cooked rotations possible. That is not accurate at all. I'm pretty sure we could just look at the rest of this shit and be like, yeah, the timing on all this other stuff is completely fucked up. I only looked at the stuff that was fishy. I only looked at the stuff that was that looked bad at a first glance. I'm certain there's more.
This man got me switching my camera back and forth nonstop, bro. Keep your camera in one side, okay?
When it comes to the stats that she's showing, guys, well, let's just say that these stats are a little bit fishy, ladies and gentlemen. We're running 81% crit on Phoebe, 291% crit damage, 93.87% on Zani, 291. Oh, sorry, no, that's not Zani. Zani's at 348% crit damage, 65.87% crit. And you want to know the best part about all of this, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, this is all on 0% ER. Yeah, we're just doing a liberation every rotation.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen much. You're not going to be doing multiple rotations back to back with 0 energy regen on a Zani. I'm just saying that right off the bat. He's right on that at least.
We're putting in a shit ton of additional substats into all this crit, all this heavy attack, all this attack as well. Yeah, and we have 0% ER on both Phoebe and Zani. Ow. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's a little bit scuffed if you want to do multiple rotations relatively quick, okay? So if you want to do multiple rotations, that is kind of quick. Now, I do want to say, we've heard Saintontas' side of the story, but you guys sent me a video that Maigy just posted where you claim that she cooked Saintontas. So let's see what Maigy had to say. All right, here we have Maigy's video, and it's titled, "From Theory to Practice, is the Zani rotation impossible?" Let's see what she has to say.
Hi, I've heard some people were having some rotation issues with Zani. Since the release of my guide video, there have been a couple optimizations to the rotation, as well as global fixes that mainly affect quickswap comps.
Okay.
However, the Zani Baby rotation still stands at 70k DPS.
Okay, so let me just summarize her really quick. She did some changes to her rotations and things and how they worked, but the overall DPS of the team is still 70k DPS. So the overall message is still, the damage is 70k per rotation.
Here's an example of it in action.
Okay. I like that. Oh, she's getting sweaty with it. Okay. Not gonna lie, that rotation is gonna give a lot of you people arthritis. That is that sweaty quick swap rotation. God damn.
This rotation took around 29 seconds compared to the sheet's 25.
That's normal, right? When it's theoretical crafting, you're not always gonna have the exact time because there's things like dodging and all that other crap that goes into it. But going from, 25 that she set on her cheat to 29, it's not that bad at all. That's still pretty damn good.
This is expected, as theoretical rotations use frame-perfect timing,
Yeah.
and cannot account for required dodging, or
Okay.
other interruptions such as parries, which still tick down the timer. But, of course, this isn't an isolated case for Zani only. This is literally just how theory crafting works.
Yeah, obviously.
For comparison, here's a Carlotta's JoJo rotation, which has much less quick swap.
Okay. Nice. Clean. Okay.
You'll notice that this also has a 29-second running time.
Okay, so the difference is very similar. One had a 15% difference. This one has about 13% difference. Once again, it all depends on a whole bunch of factors. So, okay, everything checks out so far.
Roughly the same ratio as the Zani team. Anyways, for those who are having issues with Zani's rotation, I have some tips and tricks for you. First off,
Get good.
it seems that it isn't common knowledge for how to optimize Baby's part of the rotation.
All right, so what do you guys think about that whole situation? I kind of reacted to both sides of the story, so I'm going to give you my take on this, right? First off, I'm a chill player. I'm a grown-ass player. I hop on the game, I beat my content, I clear my content, I'm chilling, right? I don't really care for spreadsheets. I don't really care for min-maxing, or I don't care if a character or a team does 5, 10, 15% more than my team. As long as I'm clearing content, I'm gonna keep it a stack, right? But this is a gacha, and some people get paranoid, power creep, yada yada yada. So let's really talk about it. Saintontas is calling out Maigy for saying that you could do this type of rotations and that the damage is this much, right? He's saying that those are lies, that you cannot do it, and that she's spreading misinformation because she hates Kuro and is on a revenge quest against Kuro because they kicked her out of the program. That's Bobby Lee's side of the story. Then we have Maigy coming out with her calculations saying, yo, this is what you can pretty much do. These are the numbers, or close to them approximately. Take them with a grain of salt. And then she drops a video telling people like Bobby Lee, listen, you might have a skill issue. You might be whack as fuck when you play the game. So this is what I was talking about. Yes, you can do these rotations. Yes, the damage gap is still about what I said at the beginning. So, yeah. Fuck you. Respectfully, of course. Hey, that's what Maigy said, not me. I'm just saying. I'm just delivering the message, right? Now, what do you guys think? Do y'all think this whole thing is like a big thing or is it kind of like a nothing burger? Now, I'm not gonna lie, people taking these, calculations and blowing them up more than they need to be is kind of cringe. People also attacking other creators and making things be extra dramatic when in reality and in real life they're soft as baby shit, when they some pussy ass dudes in real life, and attacking and attacking and attacking other people. It's kind of boring. It's kind of cringe, bro. That's just my take on it. You know what I mean? That's just my take. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Maigy, Saintontas. I don't give a shit about either one of you, but I'm also cool with y'all. I don't got no beef unless y'all want so. Let me know. Hit me up. I'm down. Always. I don't want problems. I need them. Anyway, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.